So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
It's been a minute.
It's been a long minute.
It's been 2 whole week minutes.
Woo!
I actually haven't seen Glory face to face, or as face to face as we can get until right now. About 5 minutes before this, we're like, "Oh hey, it's
Oh hey, have you been? Awful.
Yeah, taking a break and everything. You know how it is. But we're back. We're back into the swing of things, I guess. Trying our best to. I don't know. We went our separate ways. We did our thing, but didn't do much while we were doing taking our break. You went to one show, I went to one show, and that was it.
You only went to one show and I was gone? I thought you'd been to like 5.
No, because I did the Ask Alexandria show, and then that was it until Stan Atlantic.
Wow.
Bro, it's that fucking June. Everything goes down in June with some semesters ending and all sorts of shit. So I've been doing a lot of stuff, for my partner, going to all their stuff. So I only went to one show. But yeah, I was able to pull off seeing Stan Atlantic after missing them 2 or 3. Are you okay?
Sorry. I drank water wrong. Sorry.
Are you good?
So Stan Atlantic.
Yeah, so Stan Atlantic, and with confidence, there was 2 other bands on the bill. No Love for the Middle Child, and another band. The name is blanking, but I didn't make it for them. I only went for with Con and Stan Atlantic. Glad I finally got to see Stan Atlantic. It's been 3 attempts to see them, and I finally pulled it off, which is great. And WithCon was good. Stan Atlantic was great. The venue, probably 150 degrees in there. It was like a sauna.
Jesus.
It would have been nice to turn on the air conditioning because it was kind of like shitty outside. So I grabbed a hoodie. I was like, okay, they'll have the air conditioning on. I'll be, slightly maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but not dying in the hoodie.
Yeah,
but
not sweating it out.
I came in and I'm like, okay, first things first, mask's gonna have to come off. It's too fucking hot in here. I started talking to Abby.
Yeah.
I was like, the hot air is just blowing back in my face. We're gonna have to do that. And I was like, hoodie, that's coming off. Tying that around my waist. I'm like, I might just take my pants off too because it's that fucking hot in here. I'm dying.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn Bowl in Philly. If you guys need air conditioning, you should buy it. It's the summertime. If not, charge a little bit more for your tickets so that you can turn the air conditioning on. I don't know.
Yeah.
You went to a show too and had a blast.
I'd rather forget about that show if I'm being completely honest. I saw her, HER, the artist, it's not just a random person. I saw her live. She had 2 openers and one of them went on twice, and one of the opener sets was longer than her set, so it was already setting up the show for failure when the opener has a 80-minute set and the performer has a 60-minute set. It was just a disaster. They oversold the lawn. People were sitting on my feet.
Yeah.
And getting mad at me, even though I was there first. I feel like I'm yelling. I can't hear myself. But yeah, it was a disaster. There were 2 people in front of me who were just they weren't there. But they were there, but they weren't there. Sorry, I choked on water a little bit ago. Still reeling from that. But yeah, it was just a whole thing, and it was just not fun at all. The production of the show wasn't good. The crowd wasn't good. It was just, we were just in the wrong section, maybe, because everybody around us was crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, fun little fact. When you go to the amphitheater, spend the extra money, get yourself a seat. You don't want to be on the lawn, man.
Yeah, I did that for Wu-Tang and Nas. That show we're sitting in seats.
Yeah,
but I should have.
I mean, it might not be I don't know how close the amphitheater by you is to a train station, but the one by me, I'm pretty sure the train drops off, or there's a bus that picks them up and takes them directly to the venue. So the teenagers will buy a lawn ticket. They will drink on the train, and they will go and have a blast. And that's why, I mean, granted, the shows that I'm going to, the teenagers, the kids my age aren't going to those shows and drinking on the lawn, because no one my age is going to go see Slipknot. But at least like the people I follow on social media that I went to school with. But like, I know like when Pitbull comes to town, you don't want to be on the lawn for that, you know?
No.
So it's like, I always will spend, plus I like to see. So it's like being on the lawn, like you're the furthest point away. So if I'm going to an amphitheater show, I always drop the extra money. And even if it's not a great seat, I'm like, I just want to be away from everybody.
At least I have my own section. Yeah. Right.
So and I can get up, I can do my thing. Like when I go to arena shows, I like to walk around in between sets. So it's like I can go walk around and not lose my spot, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Or you don't have to fist fight somebody for it.
Yeah. I go to plenty of pit shows. I like to go when I'm spending the money to go to an arena and an amphitheater. I'd like to be able to have the luxury to walk around whenever I want and have my spot.
Have your spot,
But that's about all we're going to talk about live music-wise, because we have so much music to talk about.
11 hours of music.
We possibly picked the worst 2 weeks to not do this. So Memphis Mayfire put out a new album, Remade Misery. Woo! I would just like to start this off by saying we chatted with Maddie Mullins, which is still wild to say. We spoke to Maddie Mullins about the record, and it's out. You can go watch it. Never thought we'd say that.
When people ask me like, who's the biggest person you've interviewed, I don't have to say the Wiggles anymore. I could just say Memphis Mayfire.
It's the Wiggles, it's Under Oath, it's Memphis Mayfire.
Lorna Shore.
Yeah. So
sorry, we're just flexing now.
Yeah. But we spoke to Maddie about the record.
Had a great time.
I had a great time. But in terms of the album, I thought the rollout was weird. He explained it. It kind of made sense. Still personally don't really agree with it. You know, but I kind of get it where they were coming from, especially in the time that they started rolling the record out. You know, the world was still kind of shut down and everything. So it makes sense in that regard. But they started the album rollout so goddamn early. It was literally almost a year to the day that the album came out. That it was like the songs that I spent hours listening to, like Blood and Water, I listened to 100+ times because it's that fucking good.
It's so good.
It's like it kind of finds a new life on the record. And then once I noticed what they were doing, I stopped. I didn't listen to the songs thousands of times. So like, oh, the album's not going to be out in 3 months. We don't know when it's going to be out. They haven't announced it yet, and they're 9 singles deep.
Is there even an album?
So,
You buffering? Are you
I buffered so hard. So like, you know, as the singles kind of came out, I listened to them less and less, despite enjoying them the same amount. So it's like going through the album, it still feels like it's a new record. Like we would chat about it on here, and that's about as far as I would listen to it, unless it like came up on shuffle. So I think the album's great. But I was also in the minority that really enjoyed their Radio Rock album, the one previous to this. So like I thought they did that well, and I think that they do the metalcore and also making a couple songs for radio just as well. So
I surprisingly, because I think I did like the last record, but I didn't visit it again because, you know, it's just not a band that I frequent. But this album might have changed it, because I listened to this album again after listening to the oh my god, I'm buffering now too.
the album stream.
The album stream that we got when we spoke to Maddie from Memphis Mayfire. You go check out that interview.
You just wanted a chance to say it too.
I did. But I listened to it again, and I was like, wow, this album still holds up. It's not, just like, oh my god, we're talking to I didn't even try to do it that time. But anyways, I really like this album. I enjoyed it, and I especially like how this album starts. There isn't kind of like a little fade in or anything. It literally just starts, and it just like slaps you in the face, and it's like you're listening to this album now. And I love that, and it's just completely, it grabs you, and it's like you're gonna listen to the rest of this record. And I'm like, okay, yeah, gladly, this is great. I only listened to the singles when they first came out once. I wasn't listening to Blood in the Water 1,000 times like you. I just kind of listened to it for the podcast and was like, oh, cool, thumbs up, this was great, and then moved on. So I didn't have the same experience as you where it's like they kind of have a new life. It just kind of still, it fit.
Has the
and
same
it
life it
worked.
did when the single came out for you.
Exactly. It's the exact same for me. But overall, I really enjoyed it. And as Maddie said in our interview, this is definitely Memphis Mayfire's best thing so far.
Nice. We plugged the interview more times than we talked about the record. We spent more time doing that. That's awesome.
It's a pretty cool interview.
Yeah.
Okay. Thornhill dropped new album, Heroin.
We woke up at 9 a.m. on a Monday to do this interview. Please go watch it.
Look in our eyes. You could see that we just want to crawl back to bed.
Yeah. We both would have done the interview from bed if we could have. Mm-hmm. Jacob did.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, we spoke to Thornhill about the record, yada yada. I thought that this album was very good, very cinematic, and we dove into that in the interview. Casanova is still my favorite song on the record. I said it in the interview, I'll say it again after listening through the record again. So overall, I thought the album was great.
I agree. I listened to this album right before the interview, so it was like 8 a.m. So I didn't really get the best impression of the record. I thought it was good, and I was excited to talk to Thornhill. But I was like, okay, you know, this is a solid record, but I'm like half awake, and I'd really like to go to bed right now. Casanova was also my favorite track, and I felt so bad when you said it. And I was like, oh wait, I was just listening to my favorite track off the record as well, and it was Casanova. And I was like, oh, it looks like I'm just copying what you're saying. It's a good track for a reason. It's our favorite for a reason. But yeah, this album was great, and it's definitely better on the second listen when you are awake.
So true. Yes. The Oklahoma Kid put out a new album, Tangerine Tragic. Guess what? We talked to them too about the record. This album is pretty cool. It blends a lot of genres, which is fun, and I noticed even more genres being blended on my second listen. It's just like there's like trap beats, and there's like synths, and there's just like all sorts of shit that isn't like it's been finding its way more and more like into, you know, like metalcore or whatever they're kind of, you know, and just like
whatever
like whatever genre, you know, you put them in. It's been finding its way in there more and more, but it's like the way they were doing it and everything, and just how many songs it kind of found its way into was nuts. So the blending of genres is definitely my favorite part of the record, but I thought the album was pretty good front to back. Yeah,
for sure, the record was definitely solid. I never would have guessed that, because as Shane said, we spoke to them, and in the interview, I'm awful with names, so I'm just gonna say the vocalist. I'm sorry. The vocalist mentioned that he was going through, like, he had to get surgery for his throat. And he said that his performance for this record was not as good as he wanted it to be. I never would have guessed that he had just had surgery, because his vocals were great. I was listening to it after hearing that, and I was like, there's no way you're still able to pull this off, make it sound good. I never would have picked up on that. So I really enjoyed this record, and I agree, the blending was really nice.
True.
Yeah. Valley Heart dropped a new album, Heal My Head.
Guess what? We talked to them too. We talked to Kevin from Valley Heart. I thought this album was cool. It's definitely different than, like, especially what I listen to like on a daily basis. And I think even kind of what Glory listens to. It's definitely more on that like indie side. But the album was super cool. Like when it came into our inbox, I was like, dude, this is so cool. So yeah, the album itself is very cool. My favorite song though is the title track, which is a little cheesy, you know, but it's because it's like the one song that like it picks up. There's like towards the end, there's like the big guitar that kind of comes in, and all the instruments come in towards the end. It's like, as you know, a metal fan, it's like, oh boy, we got the instruments. They're very like in the but that's not what the album sounds like at all. It's very, you know, laid back, and you're just kind of vibing out, and like, you know, I thought it was super cool.
This was definitely a good record to kind of just chill to. I enjoyed it overall. Go check out her. You say it all first.
Part of the reason why I enjoyed the album so much is because we had such a great conversation with Kevin about the record. Like, it was just such a great conversation. We even talked about like not I'm sure it like relates to the album somewhat because it's a big experience he went into, but it didn't keep coming up as like a direct correlation to the album. Was like when he got stuck in another country for a couple of weeks when the world shut down, and like we dove into that, and like we've talked to a lot of artists that like almost got stuck somewhere, but this was the first person we've spoken to that got stuck somewhere, so super intrigued by that. So it was a really great conversation, and like really made me appreciate the record after, you know, hearing it for the first time, talking to him, listening to it again, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I think the same. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I think the same. I had the same experience with the Memphis Mayfire album because it's really
not
just
this again.
No. Shh. It's really just if we have a great like I listened to the album before we talked to them. I'm like, okay, this is a good album. Then we have like an amazing conversation with the artist. The artist goes more in depth, talks about like, hey, this is why we did this is why we did that, this is why we put this song before this one, it fades into this, and it took us 12 years to actually make this song, surprise. And then listening to it again, having like hearing all of that directly from the artist, it kind of makes you listen to everything differently and be like, oh wow, like hearing the Oklahoma Kids album and being like, okay, this is a good record. And then hearing that the dude had surgery on his throat makes you just listen to it completely differently, because it's like, oh my God, how many takes did it take for you to get this one part perfect? Because you had surgery on your throat. So it's just like a good conversation really does like impact the listening experience.
For sure.
But yeah.
I mean, even like just watching interviews, like obviously impacts the listening experience, but like we're talking to people where like if we weren't doing this, these albums probably wouldn't even be. I know they wouldn't be on my radar. That's for sure. Like I'd be like, oh my God, new Motionless and White album, and that would be the only thing I listened to until like August. So like, you know, so it's like, you know, taking in new music and getting like a different perspective on it. That's fun.
It's great.
Enough serious. Post Malone put out a new album, 12 Karat Toothache. I thought this album was pretty good, but there were a couple of parts that had me questioning, especially at the beginning of the record. I thought that it opened horribly, like really bad, and then the second song didn't make it any better. That Roddy Ricch verse, horrible.
Oh, Roddy.
That was really bad. Like so bad that I was like, do I have to finish this album?
Wow, he made you second guess putting it on the playlist.
Because like I know
when you put it on the playlist, I was like,
because I knew you were going to put it on anyway. So I was like, I'll just beat you to it. Oh, okay. Well, we're talking about it anyway.
I'm anti Post Malone now.
But like because I like fucking buffering again. So you know, like
take your time.
When I was like in high school and everything, you know, Congratulations was a big song. So like I know that this guy can write good songs. And like Rockstar was one of my favorite songs. Like whatever year it came out, because I wasn't you know, I wasn't super into music. I was just like, oh, the kids listen to Rockstar. I'm like, oh, this song's actually pretty good. Like usually I thought whatever the kids were listening to was dog shit because I was quirky like that. So like I know that this guy is capable of making really good songs, but like it opened up so fucking horribly. And then my other gripe is that Insane, the song Insane, when the second verse is just him saying second verse over and over and over again. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's that part should have been reworked a couple times. Laughably bad. And that song has a music video.
Oh, so that has a music, so we get to see him say second verse over and over. Because he announced a tour
today, and I saw the Brooklyn Vegan article on it. And that music video was in the article, and I was like, there's no fucking way they paid to let him lip sync second verse.
Yeah. Oh my God. But I think I need to see that live.
Other than that, they kind of got all the bad shit out of the way in the beginning, which means that the album kind of went from here to this instead of flowing. But at least it wasn't like the whole album was dog shit. You know, I wound up enjoying it by the end. Most of it.
That's good. You know? I don't know. I'm an old Post Malone fan. Like I Beer Bongs and Bentleys, which was his last record, was my least favorite of his discography. Actually, that wasn't his last one. I forgot. Hollywood's Bleeding was his last one. I completely forgot about that one because I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But I don't know. I liked his older stuff. Stoney was my favorite. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of this record. It did open rough. I didn't even like the Doja Cat song, and that made me sad. And I was
didn't
like,
think her verse was horrible, or the song.
I'm talking about like the song overall. I mean, Doja's gonna do great either way, but it's just like the song overall was just kind of like meh. It didn't really make my ears perk up. It was on, and I was like, oh, this is the Doja song. And then it just kind of ended, and it carried on. And I was like, oh, interesting. But I don't know. It feels like an album that was made for the radio, rather than like, oh, hey, look, this is one song that's like really upbeat, like congratulations, that's just gonna make it to the radio because people want to listen to that. Whereas this one, it just kind of feels like he's like, I want this one to be on the radio and this one to be on the radio. It all has
all the songs with features are radio, except that Roddy Ricch one. It's so bad. If it ever graced the radio, I'm sorry.
It's gonna get on the radio.
And then all of the songs that were just him, outside of like maybe one, were just like, oh fuck, the label told me I have to make an album, not an EP of songs that go on the radio. You know?
Yeah. It felt, I wasn't a big fan of it. I don't understand how some people are saying that this is like the best hip hop release. Was it even hip hop? Because he's trying to distance himself from hip hop now that he's big. So I don't even know. I
felt like it had more of like a Weekend vibe to it. Like more of like an R&B kind of feel with like some hip hop influences.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a straight rap / hip hop album,
which is what he's been doing for the past couple years. And that's why it's so weird. Exactly. No. But now that he's big, he says he's not a rapper anymore. He doesn't do rap anymore because he got big. So, oh my God, Party Rock Anthem's playing.
Nice.
Bring LMFAO back instead of Post Malone. But yeah, this album just, I don't know, wasn't a fan.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wasn't a fan. Oh, hey, Motionless in White dropped a new album, scoring of the end of the world. Scoring the end of the world.
All right. First of all, I would really love if we could say we spoke to Chris, but we can't. Chris, if you're free, though,
at Chris.
We're free, you know?
Yeah.
But this album, bro, it's so fucking good. It's so good. They can't miss. I'm still getting into it, you know, still definitely taking some time with it, getting into it, getting really into it. But I've been enjoying all my listens of it so far. I would have listened to it more if the Dixie album didn't come out on Friday.
Wow. You said that.
My God.
You just invited Chris onto the podcast, and then you say, I haven't listened to your album as much as I wanted to because Dixie DeMayo dropped a new album.
The Dixie DeMayo album is catchy as all hell. Okay?
It is, but we'll get to that.
It's catchy as all hell. And I know that the Motionless in White album I'm going to listen to for years to come. You know, because they're one of my favorite bands. But it's kind of embarrassing where I'm like, Dixie put out a new album. I'm super stoked about it. I'm listening to it over my favorite band's new album. It would be like Korn putting out a new album, and I'm like, man, that new Post Malone, though.
No, I was going to say that new Big Time Rush, though.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like I'm also trying not to burn out of it, you know? So that like having an album that I can kind of like, I listen to Motionless in White, I put on the Dixie, I put on I'm getting whiplash every single time I do it, but I'm not burning out of either album as fast as I would if they had come out on 2 separate weeks, you know?
That's good.
So yeah, I've been enjoying it. Red, White, and Boom is my favorite song, although I wish that, because Caleb has such, like, you hear him in a song, you're like, that's Caleb from Beartooth. And we talked about this, I think, already.
We did. It's okay.
But it's like they hid him behind the vocal effects that they also put Gris behind. So it's like, I'm still having a hard time picking out who is who. And I like both of the bands. And I'm like, I don't know which one is Caleb. Because, like, the song is great, but it's like they kind of sound the same, the two vocalists. It's like, I got to pull up the Genius sheet for this one.
To see which one's which,
Other than that, like, I think the album's great. Slaughterhouse, bro. Holy shit.
That one's still like top 3 songs off the record for me. But I think Red, White, and Boom, banger. But my favorite is Broadcasting from Beyond the Grave. The
Corpse Nation one, yeah.
I like that one a lot.
You know, because obviously the album leaked like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't want to wait. So, but like the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, what the fuck does that stand for? And even when I saw the track list, I was like, what the fuck does that stand for? But they literally say it in the song. And
like literally 5 seconds in.
It didn't click until I was listening to it in my car after the album came out, when I was like, Oh,
That's what that means. It's ridiculous.
Like
It's
he
ridiculous.
literally said it. But yeah, the album's great. It's gonna be on the album of the year list, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I need to listen to it a couple more times, but like, brilliant album.
Yeah.
I was excited for this one, and it did not disappoint. I'm a Motionless and fan stan. I'm
Motionless and White Stan.
Thank you.
Dixie put out a new album, A Letter to Me. You see, I've been very publicly a fan of Dixie since I saw her at Jingle Ball. Actually, when I was listening to her stuff before seeing her, I was like, wait a minute, y'all are too mean to this girl. This shit slaps. And everybody that I'm friends with is like, no, Shane, your music taste is bad. You like Five Finger Death Punch. Like,
Well, yeah.
shut up, guys. And so this album, it's fucking fantastic. I don't care. This album's fucking great. Front to back slaps. Not enough is a 2010s pop banger. I don't care. Whole album slaps. It's been on repeat. Whatever. Sue me. Album's great.
Okay, well, I did like the album. I'll give you that. I did enjoy it because it's pop.
Yeah.
But it's like not like bubblegum pop or like I'm trying to be a pop star pop. It's just kind of like, hey, this is the genre I picked. And I really enjoyed it. It didn't drag on, which I thought it would. I thought it'd be like, oh my God, Dixie's album is still on. But I was like, oh my God, I'm almost over with them. I'm almost done. This is crazy. My favorite was the title track because it was a slower song. And I really liked it. It wasn't like a ballad kind of, but it was just slower. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I feel like I bash on Dixie for fun, but her music's good.
Yeah.
But like people who actually like do it because they like hate her or whatever, calm down. Listen, stream A Letter to Me.
Well, people bash on her because it's like, oh my God, Charlie's sister is making music. It can't be any good, but it's like people don't listen to it. They just blindly hate because that's like what we do in pop culture, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
So it's like people are just like, it sucks. No, I didn't listen to it, but it's bad. And it's like, all right, well, I listened to it and it's pretty fucking good. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know. She kind of deserves that spot over for Big Time Rush. I don't know. Well, it's good.
It's good.
And Big Time Rush is making bangers that sound very close to what she's making. Not like they're copying each other or anything, but they're in the same style of pop, you know.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
It makes sense.
I still want R-rated Big Time Rush songs though. I need like the weekend level songs.
You want them talking about having sex, bro?
Yes, dude.
They did and Call It Like I See It or whatever.
But that one's just like, yeah, me spin like like, no. Just say it. Just say it, guys.
3 minutes 30 something years sex.
Old. Exactly.
Like the Weeknd's 90-minute albums, we just want a 3-minute song about sex. Exactly. We don't need a whole album.
Condense all of that and put it onto a 3-minute track, guys. Come on. All right. Secret struck new album, The Collapse.
This fucking album, bro. This is what I wish metalcore still sounded like.
Yeah.
This is so fucking good. There were no like, we wrote this song for radio on here. This was just like, bro, we wrote a bunch of metalcore bangers. We slapped on an album, and we could have opened for Asking Alexandria in 2000 and whatever. you know, whenever they were still doing the metalcore. So fucking good.
So how old is Secret? Sorry, I cut you off.
This is their 5th studio album.
Oh, so they've been around for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was about to say they're not like new, right?
No, they've been doing it for a while, but it's like it's just cool to see that like a band that's been around for a minute isn't like just like, all right, we tried the radio thing, it didn't work. You know, like just straight up bangers.
Exactly, straight up bangers. I did actually enjoy this record. I don't know what's happening to me.
I've exposed Glory to so much that you got no choice but to like it now. Exactly.
But yeah, this record was great. Thanks for including a track named Glory on there. I just have to, that's about me, right? That's me. So thanks guys. I appreciate it. You're welcome on the podcast as many times as you want to come on the podcast.
So true.
Thank you.
Joyce Manor put out a new album, 40 Seconds to Fresno, or not 40 seconds, 40,
40
ounces to
40
Fresno.
ounces.
Sorry,
Woo!
I said the title that made sense in my head.
This
Go ahead.
this record was really good. I really enjoyed this record, and I would like to see Joyce Manor on tour. And I genuinely, I liked everything about it. It was just a banger. I genuinely liked it.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed the album.
Mhm.
You know, I'll be seeing them with Prince Daddy. My partner was already like, "We're going to see Joyce Manor." I'm like, "All right, you paying?" So I'll be there. But yeah, no, the album is very cool, and you know, I'm just like, it's crazy like how short the songs were, but how complete they were. You know, like it's
Yeah.
like
It wasn't missing
you can
anything.
write an emo song in 2 minutes or less, and it'd be like just fucking a complete song. Boom, it's in
Yeah.
and out of your hair.
Wait, I just have one more thing. Okay. At any point of this album, did you have like a second where you were like, this kind of sounds like Bears and Trees?
No.
Okay, I did. And that's a compliment because I love Bears and Trees, but it's like, I think it was like the vocalist where I was like, this kind of sounds like Bears and Trees if they were like a little bit heavier.
You and your whack ass fucking.
I liked
it. you and your whack ass comparisons over here.
It's accurate.
Sure.
Fine. Continue. Oh no, it's me. Jack Dunder dropped a new album, Upright Animals. Banged.
Yeah, this album was pretty cool. They had an interview, not an interview. We had an interview with Spencer Chamberlain. They had a feature with Spencer from Under Oath. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's my favorite song because I saw them right when they put that song out with Beartooth. So yeah, I thought the entire album was pretty cool though.
Yeah, I did enjoy this record. This wasn't like uber heavy though. I expected it to be, and it wasn't. And I liked that. Oh,
I was gonna say, yeah, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, no, it wasn't because I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and it had a lot of different genres on it. Like some songs would be like, I don't want to say like super soft, but like compared to other tracks on the record, they would be soft, and I'd be like, this is nice. This is a textured album. I don't know. I'm just starting to talk now. Let's just move on.
Future Palace put out a new album, Run. We spoke to Maria from the band about the album. This band is like doing things like since we spoke to them, like they're on Sirius Octane now, and like
they're killing it.
They're killing it.
It's the good noise effect. I mean, Charlotte Sands.
Yeah. Okay.
Under Oath.
1 in 700 glory. Yeah. But this album is super cool. Like it's kind of that metalcore that like I'm super into right now. Like that I think in the email it was like for fans of like Spirit Box, which it's got the Spirit Box vibe, but not because the vocalists are both women,
females.
And there's like a little bit of like Currents, and like that was kind of what it was compared to, and I was like, yeah, that's like right up my alley. And it's this accurate, album was right up my alley. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. Again, with this album, it wasn't like uber heavy where I was like, get this out of my ears. It was genuinely really good. And again, after listening to it after our interview with Maria, you should go check that out. It made it better. I genuinely enjoyed it. So thumbs up. Mint Green dropped a new album, All Girls Go to Heaven. Please go ahead.
I was gonna say this album is pretty banging.
That was Delia.
I wasn't gonna interrupt you to say that. Go ahead, Glory.
I don't know. I really liked this album. This album is like the perfect like outside with your friends album. I don't know. That's perfect for summer. So they dropped it at the right time, whereas a lot of artists and bands have chosen to not drop some records that would fit other seasons better.
Like Bad Sons dropping their summer album in January.
January, what was that? Or what was it? Ann Arbor dropping their Tangerine EP in like the dead of winter. Yeah. What was that? Anyways, this album was immaculate. I really enjoyed it, and it was good.
So true. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's got that super like laid back vibe where like you're just chilling with your friends. We'd love to dive into the album deeper if you guys would like to do that.
Come on the podcast.
Our email is open. SZA put out a deluxe album, deluxe edition of Control is deluxe. It's pretty vibey. So vibey that I was like, whoa, am I gonna go to sleep? Not like a bad way, but I was just like very tired laying on my bed, and I was like, holy shit, this is so vibey that it like might vibe me right to sleep, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is too cool of a vibe for me right now. Like I need some metalcore right now.
Yeah. I'm just happy they finally let SZA out, because she hasn't dropped anything except that one single that we spoke about, but it's like she hasn't dropped an album in like 5 years, and that's being generous. I'm happy they finally let her drop some more songs and drop the album and drop the record label. Thank you. No Offense drop new EP. My Brain After Therapy. We spoke to No Offense.
You beat me to it.
It's my topic, so I get to
too
say
bad.
it.
I'm going to talk over you next time. Yeah, we spoke to Noah.
Spoke to No Offense about this EP, and it was really fun. And go check it out. So
true. EP was great. It's very fun listening. You know how it is. Fun EP. We got a lot to talk about, not a lot of time. So.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Magnolia.
Should I say it? I'm not gonna say it.
What were we gonna say?
I had a comparison. I'm not gonna say it.
Please just say your comparison. So I
already told you what it was, and you told me not to.
I don't even remember.
Okay. In the best way possible, because I like this artist, and it might just because they're both British, but like Youngblood. That was it.
Magnolia Park put out a new EP, Heart Eater. We spoke to them about the lead single off of this EP, Tokyo, with Christo from Bad Sons,
who we spoke to.
Yes, we also spoke to him about their album that they should have dropped in the summertime. But this EP was cool. When I saw that it was only going to be a 4-track EP, I thought that they were going to do the 3 singles and then the last one was the song with the EP. But they didn't do that, which I liked. You know, they saved 2 songs instead of 1 song. So shout out for that. But the EP was great, and they just finished recording their album too.
Oh god, it's about time.
Yeah,
let's go. Tokyo is still my favorite, but the rest of the EP banged. I can't get over that like Playboy Cardi / oh my god, Trippie Redd intro for that song. It's just immaculate. I love it. Daniel Sherman dropped new EP, Chronicles of a Calloused Heart. Was this like part 1? Sorry.
I think it's part 2, right?
Part 2? Yeah, I think it's part 2 because he said
we asked him where the part 1 was, and he was like, "It's coming." We're like, "Why are you doing it backwards?" And he's like, "I don't know." But this is definitely a different side of Daniel than what we've seen.
Danny.
And we weren't quite sure how to feel when he had announced it.
But he said folk.
Yeah, after hearing it, he was advertising it wrong. Folk inspired, the way he's going after it now, it makes way more sense than I put out a folk EP. Because it's just, it's an acoustic EP pretty much, and like I enjoyed it. I was very much worried when he was like folk EP. I'm like, oh no. But listening to it, talking to him about it, it's actually pretty good.
It's very good. Yeah. I would just like to pause and say thank you, Coastal Lover, for the subscription.
Thanks.
They've been subscribed for 14 months, so thank you.
Wowie.
Yeah. But yeah, this EP was good. It's just a stripped down EP, and I was telling Shane, I was like, yo, Shane, we might have to like not do this one because it's folk, and folk scares me because it's just like usually not good, respectfully.
Not our cup of tea.
No. But I listened to it when we were sent the advance, and I was like, yo, this isn't folk. This is good, respectfully. But yeah.
So true. Rise Against put out an EP, Nowhere Generation 2. I believe they put it out on the day that that their album came out, Nowhere Generation. I thought that this EP was pretty good. Rise Against. Can't miss.
I've never listened to Rise Against before.
Well,
Did you have anything else to say? You're
we
just a little
chatted about the
shoulder thing.
album,
Mhm.
but
I mean, but like,
I've seen them and I've barely listened to them. And I'm seeing them
exactly.
again and I barely listened to them.
See, the fact that you mentioned that we spoke about, I forgot that we spoke about the album. It's like everybody knows Rise Against is it's Rise Against, but it's like every time I'm like, oh, I've never listened to them. When it's like I've listened to their stuff, I still don't remember. But I really enjoyed this EP for the time that I will remember it.
So true.
Thank you. Falling in Reverse, drop new single, Voices in My Head.
Wasn't very good.
I thought you would have liked this one. This had Shane written all over it.
It's growing on me with each listen, but that first impression is going to stick with me. And my first impression was, this is very bad. Mm-hmm. This is very not good. This is
awful.
Yeah. Just because he's been writing such like powerful bangers and like rapping is not his strong suit. So when he puts out a song that has the same kind of beat as the banging songs, but then he raps over it the whole time, it leaves something to be desired. Yeah. And then even like the ay-yas in the chorus, not here for it. Sharia Moore put out a new single, Sin City. Woo! Bro, fucking banger. The besties are back.
Woo! It's about time. Welcome back, guys.
So true.
It banged. You didn't say anything.
I did. I said the besties are back. It bangs.
Oh, I didn't hear that it bangs. Sorry, I just heard the besties are back, and I was like,
well, I mean, yeah, that's enough of an opinion. The besties are back, man. The shit slaps. Like, I think it's just
boys are back in town.
It's like, of course I'm gonna like it. The besties are back.
The besties. Okay, sorry, I didn't read between the lines. I heard it, and I was like,
you have to read between the lines, Glory.
Sorry,
my words are like a novel. You got to read between the lines.
Okay, moving on from that. Pollyanna dropped new single, Relationship Anxiety.
I'm in the music video. We also spoke to Pollyanna
about their album Slime.
That's by association. I'm in this music video. Go watch it. Also listen to the song. It bangs. I'm not biased though. Look, a non-biased opinion says it bangs.
I would be the non-biased opinion.
Yep.
It bangs.
Yeah. The biased opinion also says it bangs. Pink Shift put out a new single, Nothing, in parentheses, in my head. And they signed to Hopeless Records, which, out of all the record labels, because like, we all knew they were going to sign. Out of all the record labels, I was like, Hopeless?
Hopeless?
Yeah, just because like Hopeless is like more like a pop punk centered, thing.
Aren't they? What do they classify themselves as?
I don't even know.
I thought they classified themselves as pop punk.
It's like dirtier than that, like sounding
like grungy.
Yeah, like grungier than that. So I kind of like, in my head it was like Epitaph is gonna sign this. Epitaph is gonna sign it,
Yeah.
So it's like, I see it now that it's been announced, but like when I first saw it I was like, huh.
Yeah. You were just rooting for Epitaph.
I was just rooting for them to be signed, and then was a little confused when I saw it was Hopeless. But it makes sense, after sleeping on it or thinking about it for 2 seconds. But the song itself is great, and it's super cool to kind of see them on like Spotify editorial playlist covers and shit. It's like, this band, like, watch this band fucking blow up, and now they're like all over the place. They're on Hopeless now. They were fucking touring with Pup. They just did Slam Dunk in the UK. They did a couple of headline shows while they were over there. It's like, holy shit. Where did that come from? That was all in a year.
So good.
So that's super awesome. Good job, guys. Congrats. You deserve it all. You
really do. This song banged. I'd like to take a moment to talk about the production quality on this. Wow, crisp. It is so crisp. It's beautiful. And I loved this song a lot. We only have 14 minutes left, so I'm going to just pick it up. Panic at the Disco dropped a new single, Viva Las Vengeance.
I liked this song. Or I did not.
I listened to it again. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
On the second listen.
Exactly.
And they had me singing along for the chorus.
Yeah.
So I'm a little scared for myself.
because
but I'm
the
hoping
song,
I learn to hate it.
because the song is better than most of Pray for the Wicked. That's why.
I think it is. Yeah,
I will go out on a limb and say that. People are like, this song is so bad. It's like, no, you listen to it once. You have to listen to it again. It's also better than the album that we've all spent the past 3 years shitting on.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The
5.
The whole single is better than 90% of that album.
Yeah.
Shallow Pools and Trey from Sharia Moore put out a new single, Circles. Holy shit, the besties, more besties are back. The song is great, and it's super cool to see Trey on the besties song. The besties are just overlapping with other besties. It's nuts.
It's besties everywhere.
It's bestie season, bro. This song was so good.
I got to hear the song live and it banged. And I was like, yo, I can't wait to hear this. It was a studio version. And they were like, yep, just wait. And I was like, oh, okay. And I waited and it's here and it was great. Good job, guys. Glimmers dropped a new single, Scared to Lose. Banger.
Another banger. More besties are back.
The besties are just
the besties are just coming out from everywhere, man. But yeah, this song was great. Very excited for whatever is coming next. The Callous Dow Boys put out a new single, What Is Delicious Who Swarms. I saw you go, what the fuck is this? And I expected that. Took me a couple of listens. I've been seeing a shit ton of hype for this band, online and everything. And I was like, I'm gonna check out this new single. I'm getting a little bored of chug metalcore.
How could you ever?
As much as I'm enjoying the Motionless in White and Secrets album, but it's so chaotic. It's so good. It's so good.
It's definitely chaotic. I'm a little confused listening to it because I'm like, what's going on in my ears? I don't know if I liked it, but I know I didn't hate it.
It's the definition of good noise. It's literally just noise.
It is just noise. Yeah. But yeah, I think there's actually like a genre called like danger music or something where it's like it's literally just like noise. It's obviously not this because you can like make out like vocals and all that stuff where it's like danger music is like literally just like woo into a mic and like that's it. Respectfully to anybody who makes danger music, but I'd love to talk to them to see like what was the thought process behind this because I genuinely I don't understand it. I don't hate it.
I'm so excited for the album.
There's an album.
There's an album.
Listen to an album.
There's an album coming. You're gonna become a fan by the end. It's that kind of music where like you listen to it enough and you're gonna just understand it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a threat?
It's a threat. You're going to understand it. All right.
Will like this.
And from here until the end, we're going to speed run it and just say if we liked it or we didn't like it because we have a lot to talk about and 10 minutes to do it all.
Oh, okay. Counterparts. Dropped a new single, Unwavering Vow.
It's bangs. Nice. Dwayne and Grandson put out a new single, A Good Mood. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Announce the album, please.
Please. Mokita and Charlotte Sands dropped a new single, Crash. Banged. I love Charlotte Sands. This was great.
Yeah, this single was pretty cool. It's cool to see Charlotte's name keep coming up, man. It's been
right.
Nuts.
I love it.
Corpse put out a new single, Life Waster. It was all right.
This was god awful. I hated it. I hated every second it was on.
Whatever.
And I like Corpse. So like that was disappointing. Bears and Trees dropped new single, Precipitation.
This was banging, yeah. Pharrell Williams, Tyler, the Creator, and 21 Savage put out a new single, Cash In, Cash Out.
Cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out.
I hated the way the song opened. Once we got past them repeating the song title over and over again, it was okay. I liked it past that.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I really liked this track. Tyler was floating, 21 Savage was floating, and Pharrell did a good job on the beat. I hear a lot of hate for the beat, and I was just like, see, you're all wrong. The beat banged. Lizzo dropped a new single, it's girls with 3 R's.
And no I.
No I.
I liked her lead single because I know she just announced an album, or she did at some point. I liked the lead single more than this song, but I didn't, hate it or anything.
Yeah, same. I thought this was okay, but I did prefer the other one.
Beach Bunny put out a new single. Oh, sweet Christ, what is it? Entropy? That sounds all right. Yeah. The song was all right. It's been in line with the rest of the singles. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's Beach Bunny. I enjoyed it. Mod Sun dropped a new single, Perfectly Imperfect. I, for the first time, liked a Modson
Oh, it
song.
rocks so hard.
I really liked this song, and I was worried because the song name is like, oh my god, this is gonna be some like Disney Channel like song. But like it was actually really good, and I liked it. Good job, Greasy Man. You're doing good.
Twin XL put out a new single, Seasonal Depression. This is, it's pretty fucking good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so true.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot we're only doing quick stuff. Yeah, this song banged.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, I thought you were gonna say more. I was like, yeah, what else?
Yeah, please keep going.
Please keep going. No, but this banged. We love Twin XL. Come back on the podcast. Yeah.
Drop something new. No,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a bigger. I know.
Drop an album.
An
album. Drop an album. We'll have you on for an album. Oh, I thought this was you. Sorry. Of Virtue dropped a new single, Hypocrite.
This is so good.
It's pretty banged.
We came across them because we just interviewed them about a previous single. It comes out this week. So we're gonna be talking about them because
a little bit.
We're homies now. We're homies.
We are.
Yeah. Parkway Drive put out a new single. I don't know if I said that I liked the song. I was too busy talking about how we're homies now.
How we're homies with them. Yeah. Don't I said bang twice, so
it counts.
I think I covered both of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Parkway Drive put out a new single, Glitch. I like this song. I don't get why people in the metalcore community are like, it's bad. It sounds like a metalcore song, so therefore it's not bad.
Yeah. I thought it was okay. Yeah. The Devil Wears Prada dropped a new single, Salt. This banged. I like The Devil's Wear Prada now.
Yeah, this song is pretty good. I'm just putting this out there, guys. If you're free, we're free. That's all.
Come on the podcast.
Comes out in September. We're free every day until September.
Yeah.
And past that.
And even after that.
Lamb of God put out a new single, Nevermore. This song was cool, but sounded like most other Lamb of God songs. I think it might be the production. But, are you okay over there?
Whew, I thought Matson liked our tweet. I got really scared for a second because I thought I called him Greasy Man to his face. But yeah, Lamb of God. I thought this was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Eat World dropped a new single, Something Loud.
I didn't know Jimmy Eat World was so radio rock.
I mean, once you're there for that long, you kind of just morph into it.
Because I haven't listened to a Jimmy Eat World song since the song that's on the radio all the time.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to get that again, man.
And it's like, I just didn't know that they sounded like that. The song wasn't bad. It was just like, that wasn't what I was expecting. Yeah. I forgot that they weren't so scene attached as I thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of when listening to it. Five Finger Death Punch put out a new single, Welcome to the Circus. I like this song. I don't care what anyone else thinks.
I hated this song.
I like this song.
This was not good. Holding Absence and Alpha Wolf dropped a new single, Aching Longing.
They're doing a split together where they each do a feature on one of the songs, and then they each put out a song without a feature on it. So that's a fun little idea. This song was pretty good. I liked it.
I liked this song as well.
Demi Lovato put out a new single, Skin of My Teeth. Demi is in their rock era, and I'm here for it because it reminds me of when I was a Disney Channel fan, because it's reminiscent of the music that they were making back in 2009.
Yeah.
Because they went like pop, and now they're back like on that rock, and they're bringing Royal and the Serpent on tour, which is very exciting.
That was crazy. Yeah.
I like low-key want to go to that tour, because it's like the last time I saw Demi Lovato was like 2010 when they opened for the Jonas Brothers.
They opened for the Jonas Brothers?
Yeah, because it was like the Disney.
It was a Disney tour.
I think they did. I don't know if it was a Disney tour, but I'm pretty sure they did like This Is Me together. I don't remember much from the show, but I'm sure they did if they were on tour together.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought this song was good. I'm excited to hear the album. Yeah. MGK and Glaive dropped a new single, More Than Life. This was not good.
I honestly didn't think it was horrible. MGK definitely fits more in the rap part of things. But it's weird that he's like dropping a rap song while he's on a tour where he's playing exclusively his 2 pop punk albums. I checked out the set list. There was maybe one song from like his prior stuff, but everything else is literally, it's like he's playing like almost 30 songs, and it's pretty much the 2 albums in full. And it's I mean, it is what it is. But so I just think that that's weird that he's like, I'm back to rap, but he's also playing solely pop punk right now. I don't know.
He's a weird little guy.
Mothica put out 2 new singles, Bedtime Stories and Blood. Finally gave us a release date for the album, July 1st. Woo! Very excited. These singles are great. I'm very excited for that album.
Yeah, these songs were immaculate, and these 2 tracks, like, I was excited for the album listening to the other singles, but these 2 are what did it for me. I was like, ooh, I could listen to a full album of this, because it's 2 songs back to back. But yeah, this is good. This is great.
That's all the topics we have today. You can follow us on Twitter. It's Good Noise Cast. Instagram is Good Noise Podcast. Facebook is Good Noise Pod. YouTube is Good Noise Podcast. Every single streaming service ever is Good Noise Podcast. Bandcamp is Good Noise Podcast. GoodNoiseRecords.bandcamp.com. Patreon is Good Noise Podcasts. It's patreon.com/Good Noise Podcast. Glory's got your Patreon supporters, Twitch subs, and important plugs. And then we're going to go. We have an interview in 3 minutes.
Woo! Thank you to our Patreon supporters, my brother, my uncle, Matt from Pulses, Jeremy, Brady, Zari, and Eric. And thank you to our Twitch subs, Coaster Lover, Buzz Lightskin, and Matt from Pulses. Thank you, true. Matt, again. Woo!
Oh,
yeah. Important plugs, Black Lives Matter, still. Stop Asian hate. Just please be a good person. Get your vax if you can. And wear your masks. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Well, that is all we have today. I have been Shane.
I have been Glory.
And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.